comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh. What's up, guys? It's MD Shady from a Funko Podcast, back at it again with another great video for you guys today. Today will be a which is better for Star Wars Celebration Pops 2019, 2020, and 2022. But before that, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and hit the little notification bell to be notified when future content like this video gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said, in today's video, it will be a which is better between Star Wars Celebration Pops for 2019, 2020, and 2022. The reason why there is no set of pops for 2021 is because the event was canceled. So we have these pops split into 4 different categories, and those categories are Jedi and Sith, Chewbacca as his own category, Troopers and Bounty Hunters, and Miscellaneous. So in the Jedi and Sith category for 2019, we have a blue chrome Darth Vader, a gold chrome Darth Vader, a blue chrome Yoda, and a gold chrome Yoda. These pops aren't great. And then of course there is the Darth Maul as well, which is a pretty sweet looking pop. So then in 2020, we have the concept series Darth Vader, which we were pretty pumped when these concept series pops got announced. So this is a pretty cool Darth Vader pop. And then we also have the pop movie moments, the lesson in the Force with Yoda and the X-Wing when he's bringing it out of the swamp. This is an amazing set. This is just so awesome, so detailed. It looks great. It's a very fan favorite moment from Star Wars. People love Dagobah and Yoda. And then the other pop in 2020 is the Force Ghost glow-in-the-dark Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is pretty sweet. I do really enjoy the Force Ghost pops. You get the different colors of blue, and it's glow-in-the-dark. Blue pops usually aren't the best for glow-in-the-dark, but that's okay because it doesn't necessarily need to be a glow-in-the-dark pop. This is more of a, hey look, this is clearly the Force Ghost Obi-Wan, and I do like this pop a lot. And then in 2022, we had the Darth Vader, which looks pretty cool. I think that there kind of has been some maybe better Vaders. There's something about this one that just looks a little odd to me. I don't know if it's just the way that he's posed. There's just something that looks a little weird. And then there's the other concept series Darth Vader for 2022. This one's decent. He's in more of like a Force choking pose. Definitely not my favorite. I think I do like the other concept series Darth Vader just a little bit better than this one. So for the Jedi and the Sith lineup, I think I definitely have to give the point to 2020. I think just alone, the lesson in the Force with the Yoda and the Dagobah scene with the X-Wing is just amazingly done. It's like the pop out of all these that I think I'd want the most, besides maybe the Darth Maul. Yeah, the point definitely goes to 2020. Moving on to the second category, we have Chewbacca. So starting off in 2019, we had, you guessed it, a blue chrome and a gold chrome Chewbacca. I like these better than the Yoda and the Darth Vader that we had just talked about, but that's because Chewbacca is also my favorite Star Wars character, so that could have something to do with it. I do really enjoy the gold Chewbacca. I think that that one is pretty solid, but they're chrome pops. They're not amazing. And then moving on to 2020, we had the concept series Chewbacca. This is an awesome pop. I really enjoy this pop. It's so funny to look at the concept series of Chewbacca. I kind of forgot that this was the concept of Chewbacca until this pop got announced, so that was cool too, kind of refreshing my memory. And then in 2022, we got this new Chewbacca, which is pretty decent. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite Chewbacca pop that's been made, but it is definitely a solid contender. If there was a flocked version of this pop, I think that that would probably be my favorite Chewbacca pop. So that being said, if it was flocked, it would be amazing, but the point still does go to 2022 under the Chewbacca category because I think that's a really solid pop. The concept series one is cool, but it's not a pop that I think I would actually own. Whereas this new Chewbacca, I'm actually considering putting it into my collection. And then those chrome pops in 2019 just are garbage. Now moving on to the third category, which is Troopers and Bounty Hunters, which this is an interesting category. And in 2019, we had, you guessed it again, folks, gold and blue chrome pops of the Stormtrooper as well as Boba Fett. This is where things get a little spicier because people like to collect Boba Fett. So these gold chrome variants and the blue chrome variant, of course, are a little bit better than the other ones we've seen just because there's a little bit more collectability to them, so I will kind of keep that in mind. For me personally, these aren't the best. Then in 2020, we had the concept series Boba Fett. This is a cool pop. I actually know the story about how Boba Fett was originally kind of the design for the Stormtroopers, I believe, and then he ended up just becoming the one-off bounty hunter that we know, as well as how the suit kind of got redesigned for Jango Fett in the prequel series, but this is pretty cool. I like this pop. It's kind of a conversation piece because you can talk about stories like that, which is cool. So that's an awesome part of this pop, but it's not a pop for me, really. And then in 2020, we also had the 10-inch Stormtrooper, which is awesome. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've seen a Stormtrooper pop that had the lenses that wasn't like a Sand Trooper or another type of pop. But unfortunately, it was a 10-inch pop, and 10-inch pops are cool, but you can only collect so many of them before you run out of space, whereas with Funko's 4-inch pops, you can definitely fit a lot more. And then in 2022, we got the Stormtrooper singular pop, which is awesome. This is pretty cool. It is almost identical to the 10-inch pop, besides the fact that the body, the way that he's holding the blaster is kind of just flipped around, which is good because you don't want it to be an identical pop, obviously. Yeah, this is a solid pop, really cool Stormtrooper pop. If you don't have a Stormtrooper pop, I'd probably suggest getting this one rather than the OG one where it just has the circle eyes, which just looks absolutely ridiculous for a Stormtrooper head. So in our third category of troopers and bounty hunters, I think I have to give the point to 2022. I think they have to get it. That Stormtrooper pop is awesome, and it is very similar to the 10-inch, but I wouldn't want to have the 10-inch pop. I'd want the 4-inch pop, so that makes sense. The Boba Fett concept series is cool, so I was very close to giving 2020 the point. And then finally, moving on to the miscellaneous category, which has, I would say, the most amount of pops in it. In 2019, can you guess? I think you guys know what I'm gonna say. There was flocked pops. No, I'm just kidding. There was chrome pops again, blue and gold, with Princess Leia. That's it, just Princess Leia. These pops are meh, they're not the greatest. I would say they're the weakest out of all of these chrome pops that we've talked about, just because there's not a whole lot going on with Princess Leia's design to begin with for the pop, and then they're chrome, so they just look like an Emmy Award or whatever. But in 2019, we also did get the Watto pop, which is a pop that I actually do own. Fabulous pop. The detail's awesome. I love this pop a lot, so this kind of is 2019's saving grace. Then in 2020, we got the concept series Star Killer. I mean, it's okay. I do think that if you want to collect the concept series pops, this is one that you need to have, but I would say it's probably my least favorite of the concept series pops, just because I don't really like the design to begin with. It's cool for a concept series pop, but not really for a Star Wars pop. And then in 2022, there was actually an abundance of different pops that came out. Diamond Collection R2-D2, which is actually kind of cool now that I'm looking at the concept art for it, like the glam shot. It looks pretty cool. I mean, does R2-D2 really need to be Diamond Collection? I don't think so, but I could definitely see some collectors wanting to get their hands on this. And then we also got the 5,000 piece Grogu that is also Diamond Collection. This one's a little bit better, I would say, and this is because I know that I've seen definitely some hype in some of the Facebook pages that I'm on talking about this Grogu. A lot of people definitely want to get their hands on it. The common is the most sold pop of all time, so I could definitely see a lot of people wanting to get the Diamond Collection Grogu, but again, this pop just doesn't really make sense. We got the Tatooine Luke Skywalker pop, which is pretty cool. I don't think we've seen a good Luke Skywalker like this in a while, so this is a decent pop. And then we have the Princess Leia, and this is arguably one of the best Princess Leia pops that we've seen. It's definitely a lot better than that OG Princess Leia, which is a pop that I do adore, but this one looks a lot better than that original one. Then we have a brand new Star Wars pop rides with Lando Calrissian in the Millennium Falcon. This makes sense, but at the same time, I'm kind of torn on this because there's already the Han Solo, the Millennium Falcon. It's a big set. It's kind of a little bit hard to display. If you want to keep the box, it's a massive box as well, which just takes up room. Then there's this one. So I could understand people wanting to get this, but having two Millennium Falcons in your collection just kind of seems a little weird. I mean, there's only one Millennium Falcon. Then we have concept pops of R2-D2 and C-3PO, and I like these pops. These are pretty cool. I like the designs. There's not too much that they really changed with R2-D2 because he's basically the same shape, just the coloring is different, obviously, because he's all silver. And then we have the C-3PO as well, which is a pretty similar design to what he actually turned out to be. And in Funko Pop form, I definitely think it works for both of these pops. And then finally, we have a 5-pack. This is a little bit redundant. I don't think that they needed to do this. It's kind of weird, especially looking at these 5 characters in a 5-pack. I mean, what I think that they could have done is they could have taken Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper out of this and added a Han Solo, and it would have been a way better 4-pack in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of it at all. So for the miscellaneous category, I have to pick someone to get the point, and this one's tough. I think I have to give the point to 2019 just because that wad was amazing. I have it in my collection. All the rest of these pops for the miscellaneous, I don't know if I would even consider putting in my collection besides maybe the Chewbacca that's part of the 5-pack, which isn't even part of this category. Yeah, I think 2019 gets the last point. So that being said, I guess 2022 definitely wins this which is better by a small fraction because 2020 actually almost got one of those points, but I do think that they deserve to get the win because there was a ton of pops, more than we normally see for Star Wars Celebration, which is great. Some not so good, but there are definitely a decent amount of pops for 2022. So that's all the time I have for today, guys. I hope you liked this video, and if you do, don't forget to smash the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know, do you think a different year should have won? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and hit that little notification bell to be notified when future content like this video gets released. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace in, peace out.
Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.